Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have some people reporting technical issues with the new app that Norwegian has launched. We have the chilling last words and a little bit more about the gentleman who had jumped overboard on the Norwegian cruise ship. We have a cruise port bringing in new technology to make your cruise a lot more simple. We have a magazine known for rating a bunch of things, now going to start rating cruise ship dining. And finally, we have the MSC cruise ship has just sent out a notification to passengers sailing later on this month that, don't show up to the port early because we're not going to start embarking you until 6 p.m. that day. And there's a good reason for it. It's still annoying, but you're going to be compensated. So first off, let's talk about the gentleman who went overboard on the Norwegian cruise ship. It is reported now that his name is Dan McGilvery. He was on board, as we reported, with a large group, including family and his mother. Apparently he was taking medication for seizures and may have had a reaction to it. Just before going overboard, he was reported that he was yelling and screaming. And in fact, his mother and others tried to restrain him from jumping overboard at this time. And his final words were, "I can't take it anymore," before leaping, unfortunately, overboard. That is heartbreaking to hear stories like that. Imagine you're there, you're trying to stop a loved one, your son, your father, your brother, whatever the case may be, and they get away from you and manage to jump overboard in front of your eyes. I just, not a great situation going on. Again, condolences to the mom and the friends and family on board. He must have been going through some very tough times. It probably helped react with what was going on with the possible mixture of medication. I'm sure there's going to be somebody looking into that, what could have caused this, and I hope they do get some answers that help them get by with a little bit of peace of mind on this situation. Again, condolences to the whole family and friends. That is got to be absolutely heartbreaking. Next, let's talk about the Norwegian app. We got a couple people that have been reporting. Early August, roughly, they started rolling out a new app with Norwegian, and it was supposed to make things more streamlined, easier. You're going to be able to, book your dining reservations, book shore excursions, do your check-in, do all those kind of things that you would expect to be able to do on your cruise apps these days. Well, as of January 1st, they officially stopped the old app. And apparently the other one wasn't quite ready for everybody being on board. There were numerous technical issues. People said the loading times were ridiculous. If it loaded at all, it would lose reservations. Things would just disappear. And to be fair, this often happens with the initial rollout of anything brand new technology-wise. As an avid gamer, how many times I download a brand new game only to have to wait a few days for them to upload patches to fix the issues that pop up. And that's what Norwegian has been doing. Princess, when they launched their new app a year or so ago, it had lots of technical issues as well, but it has been fixed since then and is, they always are updating these things. It appears by around now they are updating almost daily new patches and that have the app working smoothly. A lot of people still prefer the old app, but that's old habits, right? That's us. That's us saying, I prefer the way it was. Not necessarily, saying that it's a bad app or anything like that. Many other people are saying it's much easier to use when it's working properly. There's a lot of great features on it. So my advice would be, if you're sailing on Norwegian, just be patient. It's an app thing. It's new technology and it just takes a little bit of time to get used to. We also have a brand new cruise port. Well, not brand new, it's an old historic port. Palm Beach Cruise Port in Florida has now added facial recognition to their system when you're getting off the ship and on the ship and through customs, which now makes it so much faster. If anyone has sailed out of a cruise port that has facial recognition to one that compared that you have to go and see somebody in person, so much faster getting on and off the ship. That facial recognition has speeded up that process immensely, and now Palm Beach Cruise Port Terminal has it as well. Next, let's talk about Forbes Travel Guide. Forbes is well known for doing reviews on luxury travel, restaurants, luxury trains, flights, luxury hotels, Vegas, casinos. They cover a lot of things. They're an independent company completely. They're not sponsored by anybody, and they travel the world with different writers and everything and review all these luxury things. Well, as of February this year, their magazine coming out, they are starting to cover dining on cruise ships. So if you're interested in seeing reviews on all the different cruise lines out there and which restaurants are ranking in the higher up echelon, if you will, of dining, Forbes Travel Magazine Travel Guide will be covering them in the near future, which is great. More dining recommendations and which ships are doing great, which ships are not doing so great is always great advice to see and check out as well. Finally, we have a story of MSC having an issue with one of their ships and sending out a warning. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the cruise ship delays to reviews to the technical issues that are happening to the unfortunate incidents as well. Something that might just make your next cruise just a little bit easier, maybe even save you some money in the meantime. And hopefully you get a little bit of knowledge and enjoyment out of the channel as well. It really doesn't cost anything at all to hit that subscribe button. No one's going to call you at home. No one's going to send you an email. They're just going to tell you next time you're on YouTube, hey, there's another video here from that guy. Maybe you'd like to see it. And that's all it really does, but it really does help the channel out, and I really do appreciate it. All right, let's talk about MSC. The MSC Seaside passengers sailing this January on the 26th have been told, don't come to the cruise terminal early. There is a problem. The problem is MSC was expected to have their brand new cruise terminal in Miami ready. It was supposed to be ready for this sailing. Unfortunately, there's still construction delays, and because of that, there are so many ships in port that day, they have to bring the ship in later after another ship leaves. There's no other terminals available. Now, when the new terminal is ready, it's going to have great new features. It's going to be one of the largest in North America. It's going to have shore power. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful terminal. And it's going to be able to handle 2 ships at the exact same time, giving them more dominance in the Caribbean market, shall we say. But for this sailing, yeah, they're saying embarkation is going to start at 6 p.m. at night. They're not planning to leave until 11 o'clock at night, which of course is also going to mean that, you're going to have to wait around a little while. Well, for that inconvenience, they are offering passengers $150 per person, not per cabin, per person, on board, non-refundable, but on board spending money for that cruise, which is that 300 extra, if you're a couple, 300 extra bucks to spend on the cruise ship is a pretty good deal, considering you have to miss your first embarkation day. Let's face it, if you set sail at 5 and you set sail at 11, it's a little inconvenient, but 300 bucks is 300 bucks. I think that's a pretty fair compensation. It's just disappointing when this happens, but like I said, they were planning to have that terminal ready. It may be ready for the next sailing in February after that. Our fingers are crossed, hoping, because I want to see that brand new terminal in person. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.